Welcome back to Talk Tickers, everyone, where we like to, really get into the nitty-gritty of these earnings calls. And today we're going to be talking about ServiceNow. Their Q3 2024 report just dropped, and, there's a lot to dig into here. So for those who may not be familiar with ServiceNow, they're basically this cloud computing platform that helps companies manage all their digital workflows. Like they're kind of like the backbone of a company, making sure everything's running smoothly.
Yeah, you can think of them as like the central nervous system of a modern business, really.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So what were some of the biggest takeaways for you from this earnings call?
Well, I got to say, first off, their execution, considering the kind of shaky economic climate we're in, was pretty impressive. I mean, they reported a 22.5% year-over-year growth in subscription revenue. Wow. Which was actually 200 basis points above what they had initially guided.
It's huge.
Yeah. And it's not just the revenue, their CRPO, their current remaining performance obligations.
Right.
Also grew by 23.5% year-over-year, again, crushing their initial guidance.
So hold on. I know some of our listeners might not be familiar with CRPO. So can you just break down what that tells us?
Yeah. So CRPO basically refers to the revenue that ServiceNow expects to generate from their existing contracts, right? It's a pretty important measure of future growth and customer loyalty.
Gotcha.
So exceeding their CRPO guidance really signifies that, their existing customers are signing up for even bigger and longer contracts, which just shows a ton of confidence in ServiceNow's future. Yeah,
for sure. So it sounds like they're crushing it financially.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier, how ServiceNow is really involved in the AI space. Can you tell us more about that?
Remember a few years back when the cloud was like the big new thing? It was a bit of a Wild West, Lots of potential, but also, a lot of confusion and security concerns. And ServiceNow really stepped in and kind of brought some order to the chaos. They became the trusted platform, really, for managing cloud adoption.
So are you saying they're doing the same thing with AI now, like helping businesses navigate all the complexity?
Exactly. They're acting as this governance control tower for AI, making sure that implementation is done responsibly.
That's interesting. So it's not just about adopting AI, it's about doing it the right way.
Right. It's about avoiding those integration nightmares that businesses had with the cloud,
Yeah, makes sense.
And I think that's really important.
So they kept mentioning Now Assist during the call. What's that about?
Now Assist is their AI product, and it's seeing some pretty incredible growth. And I think it's more than just hype. ServiceNow has really invested heavily in it. I mean, they've got 44 customers spending over $1 million on Now Assist already, and some are spending over $5 or even $10 million. So, businesses are clearly seeing the value in this.
Yeah, that's a pretty big vote of confidence for sure. What makes Now Assist so special, feature-wise?
Well, Now Assist is powered by their latest AI release called Xanadu. They've packed over 350 new AI innovations into it. I mean, we're talking over 5 million engineering hours. But what's cool is that it can analyze your data and actually give you actionable insight.
Okay, so it's not just about collecting data, it's about making it useful.
Exactly. And you can actually develop custom skills for Now Assist. So it's not just a one-size-fits-all AI. You can really tailor it to your specific needs.
So it's adaptable.
Right. It integrates with Microsoft Copilot, too. So you can kind of leverage the power of both. But what's really exciting is they're going beyond, just the basic prompt-based AI like ChatGPT.
You're talking about agentic AI. I saw that in the report, but I got to be honest, I didn't fully grasp it.
Yeah, agentic AI is still pretty new, but essentially think of it as instead of just giving you answers, these AI agents can actually work alongside humans.
So they can, help you complete tasks, not just answer questions.
Exactly.
So it's not just automating, sending emails or scheduling appointments. It's about automating entire workflows.
Yeah. These agents can learn and adapt, too. So they're much more powerful than your traditional automation tools.
Wow. That's pretty incredible.
They're basically digital coworkers.
So it sounds like they're really pushing the boundaries here, not just jumping on the AI hype train.
No, they're really shaping the future of work, I think.
Yeah. And that's That's really interesting. Well, listeners, we're just scratching the surface here. We still need to talk about their customer wins, their partnerships, and that massive jump in their TAM. But first, a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Talk Tickers. We were just talking about how ServiceNow is really, pushing the boundaries with AI.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're not just focused on AI. They're also seeing some pretty impressive wins with customers.
Yeah, definitely. They've had some big wins lately.
Yeah, we saw names like the Defense Logistics Agency, Banco do Brasil, Mercedes-Benz, right.
Those are some major players.
What do you think these wins say about where ServiceNow is in the market?
I think it shows that they're becoming really essential for these large organizations that are going through these, huge digital transformations.
Yeah.
Like the Defense Logistics Agency, that's a massive operation with some pretty complex workflows, right? So the fact that they chose ServiceNow really says something about, how capable the platform is.
Yeah, it's not just about attracting big names, though.
Right.
They're also making some pretty strategic partnerships. We saw Nvidia, Siemens, Zoom, Databricks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're really building this whole ecosystem.
It seems like they're putting together like the Avengers of enterprise software.
That's a good way to put it. And it's clearly working for them.
Yeah.
One of the most, I think, interesting things from the call was that their TAM, their total addressable market,
Yeah.
almost doubled to $500 billion.
Yeah, I saw that number. I was like, hold on, what?
It's huge. It means they're not just thinking about like incremental growth. They're really going for it.
So is this just AI hype, or is there something more going on here?
Well, AI is definitely a part of it, but there's also their new workflow data fabric.
Okay, break that down for me.
Okay, so imagine you've got this company and all their data is just scattered everywhere, right? In different departments, different systems.
Like silos.
Exactly. The workflow data fabric is kind of like this this connective tissue, right? It brings all that data together from any source, CRM, ERP, you name it.
So it's like creating one single source of truth for all the data.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And then here's where it gets really cool. You can use that unified data for real-time AI-driven automation.
So you can analyze everything instantly and then trigger actions based on that.
Exactly. It could totally change how businesses operate.
Yeah, I could see how that would be a game changer. But I got to ask, wouldn't integrating all that data be a nightmare?
Well, that's the cool thing. ServiceNow is doing these zero-copy partnerships with companies like Databricks and Snowflake.
Zero copy.
Yeah, so you don't have to move your data. You can keep it where it is in your data lake or wherever.
Some more migrating data and all that.
Nope. ServiceNow just creates this virtualized view of your data across all the sources.
So it's like having one dashboard for everything.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you so much more flexibility.
It sounds like they're really focused on making things easier for their customers.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this approach really fits with that, right? They're acknowledging that businesses use all these different tools.
And they're finding a way to bring it all together.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked earlier about how they're known for being a great place to work. They've gotten all these awards.
Yeah, their commitment to their employees is really impressive.
Like they're ranked #1 for internal advancement across all industries,
It shows you they really believe in promoting from within.
And speaking of leadership, they just brought on Amit Savory as their new president, CPO, and COO.
Yeah, that's a huge get for them.
He was Google Cloud, right?
Mm-hmm. He helped them grow their revenue like crazy.
So what's he going to be focused on at ServiceNow?
Well, Bill McDermott, the CEO, specifically mentioned Amit's expertise in packaging and pricing.
Interesting.
So it sounds like they're thinking about how to, really monetize their AI innovations.
Yeah, with AI being so hot right now, you got to have a plan for how to turn that into revenue.
Right. And Amit's experience at, Google and Oracle is going to be really valuable for that.
It seems like they're setting themselves up for even more success. They're executing well, they're innovating, they've got a great team.
They're not just riding the AI wave, they're like shaping it.
This has been a really interesting look at ServiceNow. But before we get to our final takeaways, I want to ask you, what was the one thing that really stood out to you from this report?
Honestly, it's their commitment to, not just growth, but responsibility. They're not just focused on making money. They want to use AI for good.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's really important.
It's not just about automating tasks. It's about, empowering people.
Exactly. And their new workflow data fabric. I mean, that's a potential game changer.
Yeah, it could really transform how businesses work.
So Talk Tickers listeners, if you're looking for a company that's leading the way in digital transformation and AI, ServiceNow is definitely one to watch. Yeah, it's great to see a company really thinking about that, the bigger picture.
It really is. I think ServiceNow is showing that you can be successful, but also, do good in the world.
Absolutely. So as we wrap up our deep dive into this ServiceNow earnings call, what are your big takeaways?
I think what's really interesting is just how well ServiceNow is performing, across the board. They're beating expectations, even in this tough economy. Their AI strategy is really well thought out, and they're attracting amazing talent and partners.
Yeah, they're not just, keeping up with the times. They're really pushing things forward.
Exactly.
And their AI strategy, like you said, it's not just, marketing fluff. They're really putting their money where their mouth is.
Yeah, and their focus on, the human element of technology. I think that's something we need to see more of.
For sure. It's not just about, automating everything. It's
Yeah.
about making work better for everyone.
Right.
And their new workflow data fabric, that really has the potential to change things.
I think so too.
Well, Talk Tickers listeners, if you're interested in, the future of work, the future of AI, ServiceNow is a company to watch.
Definitely.
And that brings us to the end of our deep dive. Thanks for joining us here on Talk Tickers, and we'll catch you next time.